Well, hello there everyone and welcome to episode 9. This is part 2. This is the Canada race preview. So we're into round 9 of the season already. It's flown by, absolutely flown by. 3 rounds left after this, 9, 10, 11, 12. 4 races left, 3 after Canada. So let's do a quick update on the championship standings. Let's run through the top 5. We have Kachow on 107. Close behind is Honesy 92, Cool Beans 90, Cornet 86 and Toss 80. So the top 5 are all looking pretty tight. Anything can change in 4 races. All it takes is a couple of DNFs and a couple of podiums and wins, and people are right back up there. So that's the drivers. The constructors, most important one obviously, as everyone likes to say. We have 2 fighting it out at the minute. So we have Haas on 190 and Renault on 165. The next 4th and 5th are Red Bull 117 and Racing Point 101. Then we've got Williams and the AlphaTauri in the midfield. Decent points, but they're not going to be going up or down. They're going to be fighting with each other. And then we've got probably the biggest fight of ever down at the bottom. We have McLaren on 24 points, Ferrari on 17, Alfa Romeo on 12 and Mercedes on 9. So that is tight. Who's going to get the wooden spoon this year? Probably Alfa Romeo. Mercedes are on a roll at the minute. Mercedes are rolling. They've picked up consecutive points in 4 or 5 races in a row. Double points last week. So Mercedes are the informed team down at the bottom at the minute. So see how that goes. So on to the circuit. The circuit Gilles Villeneuve. Been on the calendar at Montreal since 1978. And they first raced in Canada in 1961 where it changed. Then it changed to the circuit Gilles Villeneuve 1978. It is in Montreal. There are 14 turns. It's a 2.71 mile track, 35 laps, and Schumacher and Hamilton have the most wins there with 7 apiece, and Ferrari are the most successful constructor. The in real life lap record is set by Valtteri Bottas in 2019, and he did a 1 minute 13.078. Vettel got the last pole in the 1 minute 10. So the pole in the league I'm expecting to be about 1 minute 8 from the time trials, mid 1 minute 8s, late 1 minute 8s, depending on strategy again. It's one of those tight ones. But talking about pole positions, let's move on to Domi Lee. So Domi Lee is a full-time driver in the NRL, which is our sister league, and he's a reserve in ours. So we've got a special guest. He's coming across from NRL to show us the way around the circuit Gilles Villeneuve, commentated as always by the amazing Nick Crofty. Take it away, guys.
Hello and welcome to another edition of the SFR Hot Lap Series. This week we find ourselves in Montreal, Canada at the 14 turn 4.36 kilometre circuit Gilles Villeneuve. And this week it's Domi Lee, and that's Domi with 1M from the Nemesis Racing League, who's been kind enough to show us around. So we pick him up just as he comes across the start finish line, getting ready for turn 1, which is the left-hander. So he breaks down into 3rd gear using all the curb on the entry. Turn 2, down into 2nd gear, the right-hander. Now turn 3, you want to brake just before the 50 metre mark, using all the curb on the entry and on the exit of turn 4 as well. Now turn 5, you want to hug this tight, it will take a nice tight line through there, brake just before the 100 metre mark. Turn 6, using all the curb. Turn 7, the right-hander after the chicane, it's nice and smooth on the throttle as he comes out of there. Heading up to turn 8, so you want to brake just as the bridge starts for turn 8, using all the curb on the entry, using all the curb on turn 9 as well. Coming up to turn 10, so turn 10's the right-handed hairpin, so hard braking just at the 100 metre mark, clips the inside apex there, nice and smooth on the acceleration out of there through turn 11, which is the little left-handed kink. Turn 12 is flat out. Open up the DRS and head up the Casino Straight, getting ready for turn 13 and 14, and the infamous Wall of Champions. So using the curb on the entry and on the exit, past the Wall of Champions, opens up the DRS again, gets a nice run to the line, hits the line with a 108.047. So big thank you to Domi Lee for taking us around this week on the SFR Hot Lap Series. Good luck to everyone on the weekend. Now back to my main man, Van Rocco.
Okay, so that was the hot lap set by Domi Lee. Great lap, very quick, very smooth, very clean. That's exactly what we want. And a low 1 minute 8 that was, so very fast, very fast. So let's talk about the track itself, some notable corners and overtaking spots. So we've got turn 1 and turn 2, which are together. You could possibly go around the outside of 1 to get the inside for 2, and then into the inside for 3 if you can keep that, if you're keeping the wheel-to-wheel going through those couple of corners. Obviously turn 1 has got that big run-off area. Be careful if you are being pushed onto there. You will pick up a 10-second penalty if you do cut straight across there. No matter how slow you go, you will pick up a penalty, so make sure you do try and rejoin the track. Then you've got the chicane at 3 and 4, the infamous Vettel-Hamilton one. Try not to, probably not the greatest overtaking spot there, so do be careful if you're going to be making any overtakes, not to get pushed into the wall like Hamilton did. Then you've got 6 and 7, where Button overtook Vettel on the last lap. Vettel dropped it in the damp conditions, and Button went on to win the race from starting towards the front to going towards the back to the front, back to the back, back to the front. Great win that was. And then you've got the chicane at 8 and 9, probably the hardest part of the track for the strict corner cutting, so do be careful there, fighting basically, because you will pick up a warning or penalties depending on how many warnings you've got. Then we've got the hairpin at 10. No particular way around here. You could go outside or inside. Outside is obviously the switchback territory, inside is for the defensive. If you are doing an inside move, try not to push the driver into the wall on the outside. Then you've got the Casino Straight, DRS, into infamous turn 13 and 14, nicknamed the Wall of Champions in 1999 after Damon Hill, Michael Schumacher and Jacques Villeneuve all hit that wall in one session. It was originally called, it wasn't called really anything, but there was a bollard there which said "Welcome to Quebec." Welcome to Quebec. Jesus, too many coups. Welcome to Quebec. So that obviously welcomed a lot of drivers into that barrier and smashed a few cars up. Talking about strategy now, it's going to be a 2-stop. I've had my engineer on the case this morning, who's given me all the details. So you're looking at a 2-stop. If you qualify in the top 10 on softs, you're probably going to be doing a soft, medium, medium, which will get you a race time of 42 minutes 51 seconds. If you do a medium, soft, medium, the race time is actually quicker, 42 minutes and 48 seconds. Now let's talk about a 3-stop. A 3-stop, a medium, soft, soft, medium, is only 5 seconds slower. Something to think about. You do only lose 15 seconds in the pit stop, but if obviously there's safety cars, etc., then yeah, that's something to think about. Get the pace on. And then you've got the soft hard, 43 minutes, so you're going to be losing at least 10 or 12 seconds off the best strategy, but track position could be key. It is reasonably hard to overtake, so again, that's something to think about. Let's say you only lose about 15 seconds in the pit stop, so yeah, have a think about that. Sorted. Now let's move on to some predictions. I've had 9 in this week. 9 predictions, or 9 different people have given me predictions. Let's run through these very quickly. First one is nice and easy. Canadian on the podium. Number 2, a midfielder on the podium. Both Red Bulls to finish. Toss finishes above both Alfa Romeos. Number 3, disqualification from time penalties. So one driver is going to be at least disqualified from getting too many time penalties. And then we've got a podium of Cornet, Kachow, Honesy in any order. And then no safety car. Number 4, Cornet pole. Big turn 1 crash on lap 1. Chietto DNF. Wet start to the race. Now, we've talked about this before. When anyone predicts wet, there's never any rain. So whoever that was, you've just screwed it all up for everyone. We're going to have a dry race. Honesy on the podium, number 5. So Honesy on the podium, toss points, and at least one McLaren in the points as well. Number 6, Cornet and Honesy to crash into each other, that is. And then Delta and Will to crash at the Wall of Champions, bringing out the safety car. Now, I've spoken to this person, and he was going to put me originally, but then changed his mind to Delta. So yeah, Delta and Will to crash. Number 7, Alfa, McLaren, Ferrari and Mercedes, at least one of those cars all in the points. And then one virtual safety car. Number 8, 15 plus drivers to get time penalties, which I can see happening, to be fair. Toss on the podium, Rayner top 5, and Derby to absolutely demolish Nottingham Forest. Sorry, no. Forest to beat Derby. In the football one, that is. Number 9, 5 strict voters get time penalties. Toss to spin. Hadn't happened for a while. He's doing well. And Red Bull to get most points with a Cornet, Holmesy and Kachow podium in any order. That's our predictions. See if any of those come true. I'll let you know. Obviously, I'll do name reveals next week and see who got the most and see how we go. So, just to confirm, strict corners on Sunday. Strict corners is probably the way to go. You can get a lot of cuttings going on, especially in turns 8 and 9. The chicane are probably the biggest spot, and also turn 13 and 14 for the Wall of Champions, probably the two biggest culprits. So I understand why everyone's voted for strict this week. Let's just hope we don't get anyone disqualified. I'm going to be releasing a list of potential penalty point reasons. Now, this is basically just a very rough list. Obviously, it's just to outline just a few of the things that you can pick up penalty points for going into next season. I've already started, the admins have already started talking about league rules for next season, so there probably will be another voting form like last year. So we're just trying to tidy everything up for next season. We're trying to make next season amazing, basically. So we want everything in place for next season. So we're just going to release a list, and then the stewards can work from there, and everyone knows then what they can kind of expect to happen. Obviously, everything is subjective. Okay, so that is this week's preview. Done and dusted. I am so looking forward to Canada. It is one of my favourite tracks. I'm not amazing at it. I say this every week, but I'm not amazing at the track. I will admit, I will pick up lots of time penalties on Sunday. It's just, I just can never quite get the hang of some of the corners, but I'm so looking forward to racing with you all once again. And yeah, we'll see how we go. So, many thanks for listening. Let's have a great race on Sunday and see you all on the grid. See you later. Over and out.